Greetings, Gemini, and welcome to your Tarotscope for March 2016. This reading is for you if your sun, moon, or rising signs are in the sign of Gemini. The first card we're going to draw is going to talk about how you're feeling heading into this month. So how you're feeling even now at the end of February, looking forth into the month of March. We have 10 of Swords. I definitely get the sense that things have been quite busy for you, that they're picking up speed, they're picking up intensity. And there is a little bit inside of you that just sees this growing and becoming a little bit overwhelming. I think for you that there's different aspects in your life that you are excited to see move forward, and at the same time you don't have the faith in yourself that you can handle it, that you can handle the workload, or you can handle the busyness or the commitment. I think that there's a part of you that's really craving rest and relaxation, and at this point you're not necessarily getting it. So for you, you're feeling like you're really at the low point of the cycle. You're feeling like you're closer to rock bottom than you are the top. For you, though, I think this is really a perspective thing. I don't really get the sense that this is actual reality. I think this is more your perception, that things are getting out of control or hard to handle, or just that they're getting so overwhelming. I think this is definitely a case of how you are choosing to respond to situations as opposed to what the actuality of them are. The great thing about this card is that this signifies the rock bottom, which means the only direction to go is up. So whatever sort of anxieties you have or worries you have at this moment, know that this is the worst that they're going to get, and things are only going to get better from here. Card number 2 is your general forecast for the month of March, and we have Ace of Swords. I think that March is going to be a month of solutions. We have here the 10 of Swords, which signifies that rock bottom, that suffering, that how much worse can things get. Well, the answer is this is the worst that they're going to get, because we have the Ace of Swords next, which signifies a new beginning, aces being the new beginning, the seeds that are being planted. I really feel like all of these swords are all the different things going through your mind, and by March you'll have figured out what that one sword, what that top priority is, what you really need to focus your energy on. You're going to really kind of figure out which one of these swords, the other 9 swords, are superfluous, I think is the word, just unneeded, extra. So for you, I think that March is going to be a real big month of sorting through information, of really figuring out what situations need your energy and what situations you can just kind of give to the universe, that you can have confidence that the universe will take care of you and the universe will figure that part out. So it's going to be a real month of, I think, stepping into your power in the way of you making the conscious decision where to send your resources, where to send your energy. And that will create more energy for you to put energy towards what really matters to you and put energy towards what you really want to see grow and flourish in your life. Card number 3 is going to talk about your upcoming challenges this month, and we have Judgment. This definitely relates to what we've been talking about sorting out the different things and areas in your life that maybe are just extra, that are overwhelming or unnecessary or undesired, and then figuring out what that one sword, what that one thing, what that one priority is for you. So the challenge here for you is really to exercise your judgment, to exercise your ability of discernment, to really look through the different areas of your life and see what matters to you and what maybe doesn't matter to you, what doesn't need your energy. I think an extra challenge for you is to really express these inner workings to others. I really see you as the angel here blowing the trumpet, and then the people in your lives are standing below and they're receiving the information here. We have this blue background, which reminds me of the throat chakra, the chakra that we use for expression, for telling our truth. So I think for you, the specific challenge is to express this inward process, to let others know, because other people might continue to remind you about the other 9 swords that you've decided don't matter. Unless you tell them, hey, that's not something I'm paying attention to, that's not something that I'm putting my energy towards anymore. So make sure that you tell the people in your life this month what you are finding out about yourself. It's really important to communicate with the people in your life so that they can understand what's going on inside you. No one's a mind reader, so it's really important, especially for you this month, to talk about what you're experiencing and what you're figuring out and what you're discerning. The 4th card here is going to be talking about your good fortune, blessings, and abundance. So all of the beautiful, wonderful gifts that are coming your way in March. And we have the Hierophant. I really see your spiritual life expanding this month. I think for you, there's going to be a real sense of faith and greater understanding in the cycles and the flow of life, the ebb and flow of life. I think that you're going to become more aware of how things move through your life, how different energies move through your life. And I think you're starting to really build a very big spiritual practice. Pardon me. I remember from last month that there was really some moments for you of spiritual epiphany, of really understanding on a deep core level why things happen the way they do, or really understanding why you needed to experience certain things. I think that you're continuing this journey of creating this spiritual world for yourself, of really making that a part of yourself. So whether that's having rituals that you participate in often, or whether you're meditating or praying, or even just connecting with yourself, taking care of yourself. There's so many different ways that you can create and manifest this beautiful spiritual practice for you. The blessing here is that I think you're going to find this quite easy for you this month. I think in the past there may have been some resistance to creating a spiritual life for yourself. However, this month I think you're gonna need it. While you're kind of sorting out what you don't need and what you do need, and using this gift of discernment, there's going to be times where you don't know if you need to keep something or if you need to let it go, if it's time to let it live or if it's time to let it die. And as you look at these qualities in yourself, or these people in your life, or these projects that you're working on, whatever it is, I think that there's going to be times where you need to check in with your intuition, or you need to check in with the universe and ask, do I need this anymore? And then trust the answer that you get. So I think for you, it's really building that spiritual practice of faith and trust. And it's going to be something that you're going to really connect with this month. And that'll be a beautiful blessing for you in months to come. The last card of the spread is this month's lesson. So what are you going to learn, Gemini? And we have 10 of Wands. So this month you're learning a lot about carrying burdens. It's really interesting to me that we start with a 10 and we end with a 10. 10 is a very whole number, a number of completion. For you, I think it's a real lesson about completing the cycles of picking things up, and then also realizing that once you pick things up, the next part of the cycle, when you're finished with it, is to put them down again. I think for you, you're really taking on many tensions into your body and you're holding them with you, and the letting go process isn't something that you've necessarily mastered yet. So really learning to put things down, and learning that you can put down most of it. We talked about at the beginning of the spread how there's really only one sword, one thing that is in your life that is a real priority to you, that really deserves your attention. So for you, it's learning to put down the other 9 swords, to put down the other 9 wands. And that's really the big lesson here, is sorting it out and putting it down, really letting go, releasing, and having faith in the universe that this is all meant to be, that this is all supposed to happen, and that this is the way that it is safe for you to experience these cycles. I think the other lesson here is that communication, about sharing your story, turning to others for advice, and knowing that you don't need to do it all alone. And if you are doing it alone, know that that is a choice. And this concludes your Tarotscope for March 2016. As always, it was an honor and a pleasure to read for you today. If you're interested in a personalized reading, please check out my Etsy shop. You'll find the link to my shop in the description below.